Michael, what's today's audio topic?
Today we're talking about balanced connections and variable volume output on the SMSL DA converter, the SUX.
Mastering the SUX, huh? Master, you want to hear about mastering the SUX too, right?
Yes, I want to hear.
I tried 3 different settings: the SUX, XLR output, and fixed versus variable volume with RCA connections.
I see. What equipment did you use?
The source was Amazon Music. The network streamer was LinkPlay's WM Ultra. The DAC was SMSL's SUX. The amp was SMSL's PA200. And the speakers were B&W's 805D4. The balanced cable connected to the XLR terminals is Belden 88770, and the unbalanced cable connected to the RCA terminals is Gord GCR 600. Both are 1M long. I compared the fixed volume output from the SUX to the RCA input of a single PA200. Note, the PA200's XLR input can only be used in mono mode. Therefore, 2 PA200 units are required. In this case, the PA200S are bridged. This connection uses the 2 channels of a stereo amplifier's output to supply significant power to a single speaker. Bridged connection theoretically doubles the output voltage and quadruples the output power, enabling powerful speaker drive. The connection setup is as follows. Connect the left and right XLR outputs from the SUX separately to the PA200 units. Set the SUX output to balanced. Configure the volume as variable and set the PA200 amplifier mode to pure amp mono. This configuration means volume control is handled by the DAC, not the amplifier. Previously, with this setup using the SMSL SU9 Pro DAC, significant pop noise occurred every time the sampling frequency changed. Since this DAC is from the same manufacturer, I was worried about noise occurring again. However, with the SUX, there was absolutely no noise when the frequency changed.
I see. How did the sound through the SUX XLR terminals?
Honestly, it didn't resonate with me at all. I thought bridging the amp for more power might improve it, but I think the beauty of the PA200's RCA connection lies in its beautiful sound. But with 2 PA200S connected via XLR, it had a harshness to it, and I just didn't find it good at all.
So adding a second unit and switching to XLR didn't make it better?
Exactly. 2 amps means double the price. Plus, we used balanced cables handling inverted signals, and the sound got worse.
Why?
2 possible reasons. One is that handling inverted signals might inherently degrade the sound. The other is that the DAC's volume mechanism might be subpar. It could be one or both.
I think balanced connections should sound better since they handle more signals.
Not necessarily. If you have no noise issues with unbalanced transmission using RCA connectors, there's no need for balanced transmission. While balanced connections are sometimes said to sound better, that's not always the case. Sometimes they actually sound worse. The reasons can be summarized as follows. First, the internal circuitry isn't a true balanced design. Balanced connections truly shine when the equipment features a fully balanced configuration with differential amplification circuits from input to output. In reality, some devices equipped with XLR connectors have internal single-ended, unbalanced circuitry, forcing conversion at the input or output stages. In such cases, the extra conversion circuits, unbalanced, balanced, balanced, unbalanced, can introduce degradation in sound quality. Second, benefits are minimal with short cables. A major advantage of balanced connections is reduced hum noise from external interference or ground loops. However, in home audio systems, cables are often only about 1 meter long. In such cases, noise is rarely an issue even with unbalanced connections. In these scenarios, a simple unbalanced connection can sometimes result in fresher sound with fewer circuit stages. Third, misconceptions due to output level differences. By specification, balanced connections have twice the output voltage, 6 dB higher. Higher volume can create the illusion of more powerful sound or increased resolution. Fourth, impact of cable and connector quality. Balanced cables have complex structures and can be more susceptible to resistance, capacitance, and shielding issues than unbalanced cables. Fifth, compatibility between devices. Different manufacturers have varying design philosophies for XLR outputs and inputs, such as adhering to professional equipment standards or home audio specifications. Differences in hot, cold pin assignments and balanced circuit design can sometimes result in unbalanced connections sounding better. Without true balanced design, added circuitry can degrade sound quality. For short-distance home use, unbalanced connections can sometimes sound more natural and retain greater freshness. The conclusion is that which is better depends on the equipment and environment, and balanced connections are not a universal solution.
So, in the end, we just have to try it with each piece of equipment?
That's right. The PA200 likely doesn't have a differential circuit because volume adjustment isn't possible with XLR connections. That's probably why the SUX XLR output wasn't utilized effectively.
I see. What about other settings?
Next, the SUX RCA variable gain output. Setting the PA200 to pure amp stereo mode uses it as a power amplifier. Since we had two PA200 units, I tried connecting them separately to the left and right channels with RCA cables for listening. This felt better than the XLR connection. It felt like the beautiful sound lost with the PA200 XLR connection came back. But I still preferred the fixed output configuration with one PA200 and one SUX.
So using 2 amps doesn't offer any advantages?
Finally, we tested two PA200S with the SUXS fixed output. This setup ultimately sounded the best. Compared to one PA200, the left-right separation improved and it felt more powerful. I like two PA200S with the SUX fixed volume output the best.
So the SUXS XLR output didn't sound good?
Only when using the PA200 as the amp. The result might be different with an amp that has a proper balanced circuit.
What kind of amp?
For example, Accuphase preamplifiers are advertised as having a fully balanced configuration, full balance. In this case, the entire signal path from input to output is balanced, pursuing purity and specific characteristics in sound quality.
Michael, you're buying an Accuphase preamplifier next.
No, that's a bit much. I bought the B&W 805D4 last month, so buying expensive gear back-to-back might be a stretch.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe we don't need to force ourselves to use XLR connectors.
For now, I'll use the SUX with RCA outputs.
Master, we learned a lot about DAC settings this time.
Yes, learned.